Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing roaches? Collecting all this money on the roads like I'm homeless. A nigga like me.
Yeah, man, people, welcome. Checking in, yeah? Not a live stream again. I'm going to just chit chat for probably around 20 minutes, yeah? Not a long live stream today. But welcome back to the channel, and welcome back. Really appreciate everyone that's checking in, yeah? Massive support. But look, before I jump right into it, yeah? I'm super excited. Why I'm super excited? The Jamaican Premier League playoffs is up on us. Yeah, just around, you say, probably around 72 hours, yeah, before that big game at Sabina Park. I have a massive live stream preview tomorrow. Yeah, you can check that one out. Yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting, guys. You don't know, the jungle is running up in a Sabina Park coming Monday night. Yeah, it's a massive game, and we can't make Portmore go away to win them 8 Premier League title. The Junglers need to step a little bit closer to Portmore. Yeah, so I'm just excited. Anyone who know me personally close know that I'm a massive Arctic Garden fan. Yeah, massive Jamaican Premier League fan. Yeah, I love it, love every bit of the regular season. I love every bit of it. But it's not Jamaican Premier League time today. Yeah, it's not JPL time. I'm here to talk about just a little small detail. Yeah. When the news broke, I was at work. Yeah, I was at work and I wasn't over the moon. I don't know why, but I wasn't over the moon. Really excited about the new Nations League. Season that's going to come up on us after the Copa America in September. We finished third. And I'm looking forward. I was thinking at first when the tournament just finished, I was like, yeah, I just can't wait again until September to make another push and see if we can be the second team in history to win that Nations League. But it's like there's a different vibe, just came over me, and I was just looking at it at a different angle, and I was like, I'm not so super excited, about the new Nations League. Why? To me, it just seems like every term it just set up to be the same teams, and it's just not competitive enough. I think it can be really much more competitive. Yeah, I think it can be really much more competitive. Just look at UEFA. Yeah, just look at UEFA. The Nations League is really competitive. A lot of people over there on that side, might say, it's too much football. The players don't need another tournament and all that. But when you look at it, it kind of take away, those friendly games. Yeah, and for teams, if you could say, go back to, when this inaugural competition started around 2000, and I think it was around 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. I think it's first started. Yeah, the Reggae Boy wasn't even having a lot of games, and a lot of people were saying at that time. I think we were in League B at the time. Yeah, I think we were in League B at the time. Yeah, and we barely could get some games when it comes down to international dates. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying, it's vital. It's a really key thing. When you look at Reggae Boy fan standpoint, and I was like, yeah, it's massive because we going to get to cover all the games. Yeah, international date. We're going to have 2-3 games. So it's really massive. Stirring this up a little bit. Yeah, but it's really massive, man. But May 6, I don't think I'm looking forward for May 6, to be honest, to see that draw. Teams going to be in the draw. Yeah, I'm not super excited over the moon, but let's see. Let's just pull up this. Yeah, let's just pull up this and just talk, and I don't want to make any mistake. Yeah, man. But look, the usual teams that the top 16 they're going to get a pass. Yeah, they're going to get a pass to the quarterfinal, which scheduled for again November window. Yeah, and those six teams going to have to play international friendlies on September and in October window. So I'm looking at it. Look at it like this is my new proposal. Yeah, this is my new proposal. To how Victor Montiago can really formulate a new Nations League system. I think when you really look at it, it's kind of a little bit too much teams and less quality teams. When you look at it, we play teams like Grenada, we play Guatemala. We play Honduras. We play Honduras, Grenada, and Haiti. Yeah, did we play anyone else? Don't remember, but yeah, those are the teams that I remember we played in the group stage, and then move on to play Canada and the US and Panama. I think when you look at it, Concacaf maybe can probably reformulate the tournament like this. Maybe we'll have the top, you'd say probably like the top 8 or the top 9 rank Concacaf teams, seed the top 2 teams, the top 2 ranks team, so you will see those teams. It doesn't matter if it's US or Mexico is a top ranked team in the CONCACAF, or one of them is in third position. Whoever is that team, to get introduced in between the US and the Mexican national team, they're going to get seeded, and you're going to have that team, the top ranking team, seed in part 1, and the second ranking team will seed, in part 2. And as I said, it can be 8 and it can be 3. If you want to have more than 2 groups, you can add one more team to it to make it a 9 team. Yeah, this is my proposal. Also I just tuning in, this is my new proposal. Maybe how to fix the Concacaf Nations League just to make it a little bit more competitive. Just make it a little bit more excited. And the top 8, top 9 ranked Concacaf teams, the 2 top teams in the CONCACAF rankings will be seeded. US, Honduras, Panama, Jamaica, whoever it is. Yeah. And then, if it's going to be 8 teams, you probably can put it, 4-4 team in our group. So you'd have 2 groups. Yeah, you will have 2 groups. If it's 9 teams, you can split that down and have 3 groups, 3 teams in each group. And that's how they really started it out. And 2019, I think the US have Cuba. Yeah, the US have Cuba and Canada in their zone. So it's 3 teams in our zone when it just started. So it's nothing if we could go back to that, but less groups, less countries, because the CONCACAF region is not it's not a factory of quality countries. Yeah, you probably could say, if you just put away the US and the Mexican national team, not much. Not much. Everyone is like average to compare to the bigger scale of where the England and the Brazil and the Spain, those countries are, in terms of talent pools wise. Yeah, but top 8 teams, split it down 2 groups of 4, and you will say the top 2 teams in each group, you will advance to the knockout round, which will be a semi-final. Yeah, and also for the next group, top 2 advance. Yeah, we don't want to water it down and make it be third place. Yeah, no, we're going to do it. Top 2 teams advance to the knockout round. Yeah, which is going to be a semi-final. So you have those games going to play from September, October, and then the knockout rounds games, will play in November. Yeah, that can be like a 2-legged tie, and then come March, probably can do the same. And you just never know. It can be a 1-half final. You can introduce a 2-legged final. So you saw a tournament already, with 2-legged final. So that's my little proposal there. Because when you really look at it, move away from slightly from that, the US and the Mexican national team. Yeah, it's like every time when there is Nations League, is either some group draw, either some parts, whatever it is, there's always little murmuring. Yeah, there's always the murmuring from both federation when they come out to those two countries. US will play I think the US will play Colombia and Brazil coming June, and the Mexico team will play, I think, Uruguay and Brazil coming June the next window. They will play those two games as a pre-warm-up game for the Copa America. Those games, the Mexico team and the US men's national team, the federation for both countries, that's the game that they want to play. Yeah, that's the game that they want to play. When you go back to last year when the US played, I think Uzbekistan, I think, was it Oman? I think it was Oman, Ghana, and Germany. Yeah, they also shared teams with the Mexican national team. Yeah, because they kind of have the same type of marketing agency that that market their games in the US, especially Mexico, and both countries. When you combine their salary together and what revenue they draw from those games from September window, October window. Yeah, because I remember they started to play the quarterfinal where Mexico go to Honduras and play, and the US team play a two-legged tie against Trinidad. Those 4 friendlies that both countries played, they have accumulated over 10 million in between the two countries in terms of revenue. Yeah, so it's like every time when there is this Nations League thing come up, those two countries, they just don't want to play. But we can understand, on the flip side, the Nations League actually gave smaller teams, a bit of chance to play against some big teams. Just like I said, in the past, Mexico played Grenada in the Nations League group stage. The US played Cuba. Thinking about it, those countries cannot draw attention from those countries, like Mexico and US to play a friendly, as less it's going to be a tournament. It's either they buck up in a World Cup qualifier, it's either they buck up in a Gold Cup, or the Nations League. So, that's what I'm saying. We probably have to make the Nations League a little bit more competitive. Make it be more marketable. More teams. So you'll have teams like Mexico, US, Canada, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, Haiti, Jamaica. If you can, that's 8 teams. If you can add one more teams, probably the next best team outside of the top 8 maybe would be, I think, Guatemala. You could add that team in it. But as I said, you don't want to add too much team. You want the thing to be a little bit more competitive. Let it be a little bit more marketable where other countries, like Honduras, like Panama, like Costa Rica, those teams can even generate more funds. Yeah, and maybe the kitty will probably get bigger because sponsors will see that you have more teams that more can compete against each other. And I'm going to share something. Yeah, I'm going to share something. In previous Nations League, you have teams, you'd have a group. Yeah, you'd have a group, I think it was Curacao, Panama, Honduras. Yeah, that group was so competitive. Meanwhile, you have the rest of groups. I think I even one, that group even where Mexico did, I think it was the first Nations League where Mexico was in a group with, I think, Grenada and Panama. Mexico finished on 12 points. And then Panama and Grenada finish on 3 points. And when you look at that, it's nowhere near competitive because Panama play Mexico in the Azteca. Yeah, and it's only around 40,000 people in the stadium at that time. Grenada play, I think it was Grenada though. Grenada played Mexico in Toluca. Toluca Stadium hold over 25,000, and the capacity for that game it was halfway. Yeah, it was halfway. Even look at the game that when we played the first game, the US versus Jamaica, that semi-final game. Look at the stadium; it was so empty. Go back even to when the US men's national team, yeah, be it Cuba in Washington, D.C. at Hardy Field. Hardy Field hold up to around 23,000. And attendance in that game, it was just a little bit over 13,000. So the Nations League is not really attractive. It's just not attractive. And when I talk to Mexican fans out there, you have a few Mexican fans that I reason about, and I was asking him, you making a trip down to to Arlington to watch the game, the Mexico game, against Panama, and he was like, I don't see the sense of going to a Nations League game. I don't see the sense. And it's same, for the US fans. I've talked to some US fans, and it was actually the same. So we just over on this side, the Nations League is a good tournament that they introduced, just in around, you say, just about COVID. Yeah, they start to organize a tournament, and it's actually a good tournament. Take away, the friendly games, where you can make a whole sum of change. You could change almost the whole team. At that time when friendly used to play 8 changes in one game, and it just dilute the game. So I love the fact that they introduced the Nations League in around the regions in the world, Concacaf Europe, but CONMEBOL, they don't play those type of stuff. Because CONMEBOL, their FIFA World Cup window, those games, it's a marathon run. Yeah, it's a marathon run. So you could understand why they don't really play that stuff. And then they have the Copa America. So, but for here though, it's really good. And in Europe, it's really good. And in Africa, it's really good. But there's a next level. I think it just can just reshape the format a little bit. Shimmy down the countries them, take away some of the countries them, because it's just not good. It's just not good enough. Them are watered down. The League A are watered down too much. But we don't need to see US and Mexico, Panama and them teams I get by and I get seeded to the quarterfinal. Like, it's time now, man, for kind of change it up over here so the team them can be a little bit more competitive in CONCACAF region. Yeah. So, that's what I'm saying, because I don't know how many of you guys, really, really interested and really having a buzz, just like the World Cup qualifier. Yeah, look at the World Cup qualifier them, Reggae Boys. Look at their zone. And a lot of people having that high expectation. A lot of people is having that little buzz, like they just can't wait for June 6th and I think June 9th is the next game. Just to see the nation kicks off. I know it's the prestige and it's the best tournament in the world, the World Cup, but we need to have a level of interest in the Nations League as a fan. Yeah, we need to have that competitiveness. But I think I was looking at other articles that in the past, you have this agency company, just like 876 Stream is doing with the Reggae Boys. Now you have this, I think it's Soccer, I think it's SUM. Yeah, I think it's SUM. They're one of the agency that help to market the MLS. That agency is the agency that market all Mexican game in the US. And they said that they try to make sure the Mexican national team have around 5 to 6 games in the US. So if they can get 5 to 6 games in the US annually every year, the Mexico team will generate over 10 million in revenue in terms of sponsorship. Yeah, TV rights, all of that. So I would love to see, what's really going to happen, with this new marketing deal that, they said they're going to sign with this local company. But one thing though, I would love to touch on the U17. Yeah, the U17 World Cup after 2025. Yeah, all 5 tournaments will play in Qatar. Yeah, for the men. And then for the U17 women, all 5 World Cups will play in Morocco. So all those, under 17 tournaments for men and women, will be annually for 25 and further. Looking at it, I heard, the JFF, they talk in that press conference about having under 17 tournament. I remember when I was a kid, playing under 17 tournament. It only run for a couple months. Yeah, it only run for a couple months. But looking at it, we don't want a tournament where for the youth them I go run from. When them say it's gonna start sometime in May, I don't want that. I want a tournament where it starts after Money Cup finish. Yeah? After Money Cup finishing around December, the players them get a break. I use 17 island-wide tournament supposed to start. So you're supposed to have Cassava going to play the regular under 17. And I would love to see, the academies, even the academies, like, Craig Butler, you have Ballers Academy. You have so much academies in Kingston and St. Andrew. I'd love to see, some of those academies enter those tournaments also. Just to see the talent, just to see how deep is the players' talent is in those academies, just to see what the kids are learning. Yeah. So those under 17 players can play from January, because they cannot say you don't really find much 17-year-old and under take 60 at that time, because after Money Cup finish, whoever going to take 60, like the fifth farmers, the sixth farmers, and some of the fourth farmers will go on a study leave and all that. But these are kids under 17. These are 14, 15, 16, and probably could stop at 16 or really want 17-year-olds, want the youngest to develop them. We need a development league in Jamaica that going to start since FIFA going to play the under 17 World Cup annually. We need to have a development league annually, and this should go all the way back to the summer. Just probably could end around, depends though on how the Concacaf going to schedule that under 17 men and women championship, to the qualification to go to the World Cup. Yeah, depends on where they're going to schedule. Say they might schedule it, to play, sometime in the summer. You probably can schedule our under 17 league in Jamaica from January, go right into when that tournament is going to start, because the more games these kids play, the more they will get better. Yeah? We just cannot. This is a big thing. This is a massive thing, because the girls tournament, it's going to expand from I think it's 16 teams in it, and it's going to expand to 24. Yeah, we saw the women World Cup where they expand from 24 to 32. Now the under 17 women is going to move from 16 to 24, and the men, the under 17, going to move from 24 to 48. That's massive. So I just feel like we should be targeting these under 17 tournaments. This is a very good platform for Jamaican football, to develop the next reggae boys and the next reggae girls. Why? You have a World Cup every year. When you do research, and look at the Jamaican academies them that go abroad, it doesn't matter if it's in the Caribbean, if it's in Central America, if it's in the US, England, or somewhere, in Scandinavia and Europe generally, South Europe, in Portugal, Spain, and it doesn't matter where they go, just like how the under 18 team is going to that. And I don't think that should have been an under 18 team. That's what I'm saying. Our development, as a country, it's so backwards and it's so stagnant, because you have an under 17 World Cup, yeah? You have championship that's going to come up. Send an under 16 team. It doesn't matter if that tournament, wherever, I think it was in Turkey or wherever, that tournament is an under 18 tournament. Send an under 16 team, send an under 15 team, developing the next sets of players and that's going to play the next under 17 championship in Concacaf that to qualify for the next World Cup. Send our best players and wherever they are, or if they're born outside of Jamaica, whoever born inside of Jamaica, send those players. I don't think like be realistic. Be realistic. We understand we even have the under 20 World Cup that's going the final round that's coming up in July. Yeah, but and all of them players that can get to play in that under 18 tournament because they said it's an under 18 team. So why not look ahead? Why not think ahead and take out the backward thinking and pick a U16. Pick a U16 team and carry to that tournament. Develop these players. So probably, I hear from now and continue the development, locally. You never know what can happen. These kids can have a brighter future playing against bigger boys. It will always advance your awareness on the pitch. So that's what I'm just thinking. That under 18, like FIFA don't have under 18 World Cup. Jamaica don't have an under 18 league. So why you think we should, even if it's an under 18 tournament, why you think we should have picked an under 18 team? Money Cup is not under 18. Coles is not under 18. Coles is under 16. Pepsi under 14. So pick a Coles team, bring to that under 18 tournament. And those players will be the next sets of players that are going to represent us in the next Concacaf championship to qualify for the World Cup in Qatar. Develop these young players from now. Don't send under 18 team. What them players are going to do? When them come back, what will be their next? What will be their next tournament? Some of those players can push on to get a pick in the under 20. Yes, but look ahead. Under 20, under 18, it's 2 years below, and that's a massive gap in terms of youngsters and development. Yeah, so that's my my little piece that I came on here to cover. Yeah, just looking at it, man. But as I said, who missed the proposal that I made? I was talking about Concacaf probably need to reshape, reformat, the Nations League, make it probably be a 8 team in League A, break it down to four team in our group, see the top 2 teams, yeah, 1 team in Group A, 1 team in Group B, and then a draw from there. Yeah, it doesn't matter if Mexico or US under the 2 top ranked team. If one of them the ranking at top 2, them just not going to get seed, and potentially they can get drawn into the same zone, and potentially again you leave room for teams to play them at home and can beat them, and potentially again one of them might not make the knockout round. So I think things like that, even when you look at it, things like that kind of just kind of stagnant. The Concacaf, look at how they do things over here. Everything is just marketable around the US. I understand that football is all about funds, yeah, and generate enough money, but you have to give teams a better chance. Look at this prime example, the DFB Pokal. Yeah, the DFB Pokal. I think Bayer Leverkusen will play a 3rd division team, Saarbrücken. Saarbrücken beat Borussia Mönchengladbach in that semi-final, and I think they also beat Bayern Munich. Yeah, a 3rd division team. Look at that. So give teams the opportunity. Give teams, the early path, to play. Let everybody play at the same time. So you probably, you would probably say, all right, this is for the World Cup qualify. So you probably say the top 16 teams in CONCACAF will see that in Part A, so they can't be drawn into the same group. And then, you Part B and then Part C. Yeah. Everybody play against everybody. You just sometimes just never know. It's just excited sometimes, yeah. But again, it's just what CONCACAF always do, marketable everything in around, yeah, Mexico and US. And as a Reggae Boy fan, you have to live with that. Unless we're going to fix things on the pitch and rank a little bit higher, so things can be a little bit more easier for us. But then again, if Jamaica, I think Jamaica, let's look at, I think Jamaica ranked 5th in Concacaf. I think we are moving up in our Concacaf. I think we are around 5th now. I'm going to take a quick look. Concacaf rank, but I think I see Jamaica rank at 5th. So coming September, so Jamaica at this point rank 5th. Yeah. So at this point, the teams, the 6 teams will get a bypass. Yeah, the 6 teams will get a bypass to the quarter final. But I don't know. If we get that bypass, who will we play? That's the thing. Who will we play coming September if we're not playing Nations League? Who will we play? I don't know. Can we get friendly games against some top-notch team like how the US is getting, Brazil and them teams? I don't think we have the budget. I don't think we have the marketing strategy moving forward as of now. Yeah, but people, look, this was a quick snap. Yeah, quick snap live. But that's my little proposal there, man. Make the Nations League a little bit more competitive. Shape down the teams a little bit more and trim it to 8, probably 9, no more than 9, but in between 8 and 9. But tomorrow will be the JPL preview. Yeah, tomorrow will be the JPL preview, so look out for that. I've been looking for some, but I don't know. But so yeah, I found it now. So you have teams, and this is one thing I probably would say, and then if you have that new format and you have around 8 teams, 4-4 in each group, you could say 2 teams go down and 2 teams come up. Yeah, 2 teams go down. The 2 bottom table team in each group will go down. But look at it. Yeah, look at it. You have French Guyana, you have Guyana, you have Guadeloupe, you have Nicaragua. Those teams got promoted to League A from League B. Guyana is the next team. I'm really proud of them. Guyana football is being organizing really well. Former even Reggae boy player Alex Thomas is down there coaching. Yeah, but Guyana has been doing really well. When you look at it, this is how much team? This is 16 teams. This is 16 teams in League A. I think that's just too much. We don't have enough depth of quality in our national teams to have 16 teams. It's not like we have France, Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, England, Portugal, Spain. We don't have the type of players like that either. So just messed up. But yeah, people really appreciate support. Bless up. I'm out.
In the city life, I'm feeling so alive. Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing roaches? Collecting all this money on the roads like